Hey, what is going on, YouTube? We are here with another live stream. Let's make sure we're good and all our audio is set. Make sure everything. Let's see what is going on, YouTube. All right, it looks like we're good. All right, looks like we're live and ready. All right, so tonight's live stream. We're talking about what to do when the football season ends. So I'm sure a lot of us are at that point right now. There's probably some of us that might still be playing. I know as of last week, a few of you guys are still in the playoffs. So I'm curious to hear where we're at right now. After this week, we are in the month of December. Football's starting to kind of wind down as it is. I've been done for about 4 weeks now, about an entire month, and it's been a great month off. I don't want to think about football right now. I don't try not to get too consumed with what's going on, but I want to go through just some very simple things tonight. Just what to do when the football season's over. And so I see already that some of you guys are in the playoffs, still going. So I've not really kept up with much. I might go to a playoff game next week. I don't know yet. I just got to see what the matchups are like, and I'm really that interested in going. But right now, here's the thing, like with me getting kind of out of it. But I do want to make one small plug for a channel. And some of you guys that have been longtime subscribers know that I had a second channel way back in the day called UA Reviews 2. And so my girlfriend's been wanting to have a startup channel, and she's never really had a YouTube channel. She had one for a while, but she wanted to start vlogging and reviewing some of the stuff we bought, like her meal prep bowls. We bought an iPad Pro, and there she is. Her channel is going to be linked because I forgot to link it. Okay. I just put it down there in the chat bar where you guys are at, and I'll put it in the description box of here eventually once we get going. But go check out some of her vlogs. We're actually going to be collabing in a lot of our vlogs because we're always together. So that's something that'd be fun to go watch. Her channel name is Advising Amber. She does she's been working on videos all this afternoon. So she's going to be coming out with more content as well as I will. There is no form tonight. There is no giveaway tonight. So we're not doing any kind of giveaway tonight. Just want to take a break from giving away stuff for now. There will be more coming up soon. Okay. Just not tonight. Want to talk. Oh, the cat. The cat has started. We're going to have pizza delivered here at some point.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess we'll be able to hear it. Yeah, we should be able to. Back farthest in the house, but anyway, this is our new setup. We've changed kind of the rooms around. If you watched her vlog or my vlog, we kind of changed a lot of things up. This used to be, hey, try to live stream, cat. You're annoying. All right. So we changed up our house. We kind of flipped bedrooms. We've had 2 bedrooms in this house, and this used to be our bedroom. We've changed this to now kind of our office, and so it's a great new setup. We've got more space. Eventually, I'll fill up that kind of space between those doors. I've not gotten to it yet, just because we had school all week and been working. But anyway, that's kind of where we're at right now. It's been a cool change. We really enjoy. I'm going to enjoy filming from this area too. It's going to be a lot of fun to film in this room too. It's just a big open space for us, so we're excited about that. So go check out her channel. She's kind of documenting that change as we're going. And if you subscribe to her channel, you're subscribed to mine, you're going to get some of me in her videos. And obviously she makes an appearance at least once a week. So so that's kind of where we're at. So let's go ahead and talk. Several people in here tonight. To my extent, it says we only have 3 watching right now, but I know we had about 8 earlier. Okay. Too Much Sauce has a question. I chose to lift for next football season. I plan to do that all year. Is that good to only do for one sport, or should I do another sport? We'll actually talk about that here in a little bit because I do have some points on what is kind of some things to do after football season is over. So you might stay and watch through this, and we're going to kind of talk about just some different things to do throughout after football season and in between. Okay. My recommendation, depending on what other sports you have to play or what level you're at. If you're at the high school level, obviously you have multiple options like basketball, spring sports like baseball, track, soccer. I don't know what other sports may be out there in the spring. We're kind of limited. See, I don't do football truly all year round. I only do football because we do off season, but that's lifting. But I actually coach baseball in the spring, so that's actually going to be a fun change up for a couple months. That I don't have to think about football because I don't want to think about football all year long. Because when I think about football all year long, it makes me miserable, and I don't want to be miserable. I want to do something else. So I try over the off season, and right now it was really hard after football season ended because obviously it's not how you want it to work out. You don't win as many games as you want or whatever, and you want to try to get better. So you spend the next 2 or 3 weeks after football season just like digging deep to try to find new ways to figure out how this is going to work next year. And ultimately, I was just spinning in circles. And so right now, I don't have all my ideas put on paper or anything that I'm ready to do. I have several projects that I've started, but I have not finished. And that's usually how a lot of my things go. But I know right now I need to focus on 1 or 2 things at a time, because if I put my focus on too many things, it just doesn't work. And when you guys are at the kind of that same mentality where you have a ton of stuff going on, and say a lot of sports going on, something's going on every day, like you're in the season, it's just like how football this season goes. You have so much going on, and I know that I've been the worst at this, where I neglect eating, I neglect time with my family for the sake of football. And I learned very early on as a young coach not to do that and to take time. And so what you say there is Too Much Sauce says, I'm really dedicated to football, so I'm just trying to prove any way that I feel like I'm doing other sports won't help me do that. I'm a sophomore on varsity. So, this is my thing on, I think it's important, if you really want to go play a sport, go play it. Because, football, you can only do so much in off-season football. There's a lot of stuff you can do, and there's a lot of stuff you probably shouldn't do. Like, I actually just want to go through this right now. I'm stalling. I want to go through my list of things to do when the football season ends. I've got about 5 or 6 things on here that we're going to kind of go through. So this is kind of my segment. So I won't be answering too many questions until the end. So stay tuned as we kind of go through these. So one thing that we have done that is that I think has kind of helped build our football program right now, and is helping our kids get a little bit better without having to really put any competition behind anything, is we're playing flag football after schools. We set up like a in-school intramural league for kids in grades 9 through 12. Even our graduated seniors that won't play for us next year, they're out there playing too, because we were simply like, kids just don't go out and play football anymore. The cell phone that you have, or that you may be watching this live stream on, kind of controls your life. And I say that from, the just that standpoint. I don't try to let my cell phone control my life. I know sometimes I'm guilty. We're all guilty of it. Okay, whether you're checking Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, whatever you do, like we just wanted to get kids out and playing. That's all we wanted, and we took about an hour out of our day just to do it. I go out there and I ref the games. I stand back there and manage the game, and just make sure they're having fun and playing the game right. And it's a lot of fun. You don't have to have a whole lot to play flag football. If you don't have that ability to get, if your school doesn't have that, you can make it really easy. Because think about all the things that you just have to have for flag football. If you want to go forth and get the flag sets, you can get about an 8-man flag football set at Walmart for probably about $10. I've seen them there. I've looked at them. Okay, about an 8-man set costs $10. You get even more in that, it kind of ranges in price, but otherwise it's fairly cheap to get the flags. It doesn't cost a whole lot. A football, if you already have a football, you're good to go. But if you had to go out and buy a football, you can get a pretty cheap one for $20 or less even. Cones are optional. Obviously, you don't have to play with a dedicated true field, but let's just think about things like that. Obviously, you have to have a field, an open area to play in, like a park, and have a little bit of advertising. Get it out there to friends and people that want to play, or people in your school. Advertise it out there, and then just go play. Call it people. Go play. I mean, that's all what it is. It's just going out and having fun, and you've got the ability to post to your Twitter like, anybody want to go to the field, or anybody want to go throw a football around. That's stuff that you could do that's just very simple. But here's some benefits of playing flag football. People hear the words flag football and think it's like some awful thing that you should stay away from. I started playing true football as a flag football player way back in the 4th and 5th grade. I played for our school offered that. And so that was something I did very early on. And I think it was a great introduction to football. Obviously, true football is, putting on helmet and shoulder pads and tackling people and blocking, and it's full contact. Nothing is the same as that. But obviously, football is still football. Football is still throwing a football around, passing it, catching it, scoring touchdowns, playing defense. Those are all, it's the same game. It's the same game, just without contact. Okay? Truly, here's what I think in flag football itself, along with 7-on-7, that makes you better. All right? Whenever you take away parts like offensive and defensive linemen and you put space out there, you have to get good at defending in space. And that's something that our team wasn't very good at. We were not good at covering zones. We're not good at covering against the pass. Okay? And so we thought that playing and getting better in space, in the spatial awareness of receivers running routes, we had to get better at that. So that's what we were kind of focusing on. Obviously, if you're a receiver, route running and catching is also a big deal. That's a big benefit to it. And it's low impact. You've got a very small chance of getting hurt in flag football. It's not like you can go out there and play football and, I don't know, break a leg.
That's the worst thing for you guys, is that you lose kids over the spring. They get hurt.
Yeah. So,
I said sorry.
No, it's okay. No, I mean, it's low impact. Now, I will say, in college, and I don't know if you remember this, but because you would have been there, but I don't know. I just remember one year of playing flag football, and this happened before I got to the field, but someone had broke their femur and had a compound fracture. If you don't know what a compound fracture is, it's when the bone is sticking from the skin, and you can basically, the bone has protruded skin. That was going out. That happened in a game, but I'm sure he just jumped real high and got his feet caught out and it landed awkward. But that's rare. It's so low impact that it's not. I mean, it's fun. like flag football is fun. I want to play flag football. It's just a lot of fun. I enjoyed playing it in college. Okay, people probably thought I was an idiot on here for playing it, and I don't care. Like, it was fun. It's football to me. Like, that's what football is. You guys that have watched a couple live streams back, remember the old football channel that I made way back when I was probably in high school. Where we just filmed each other. We filmed all these kids on our block where we were playing, football. We were playing touch football, and we filmed that. And like, we were all into that. We were fun. That was fun. We played football. I do have some recommendations if you do, join a league. If you're in a bigger city, there are more opportunities to play those kind of things. I live kind of in a rural area where we don't really have the true traditional like rec league essentially. And, you have the ability to like go out and just, have adult flag football. And that's something that I want to create. Because that's not here. And I think there's a market for it. And then obviously in college, my downtime in college, was spending a little time playing flag football. If I wasn't studying or in class, there was, a time of about a month and a half where I was doing flag football. It was a very short time, but it was a lot of fun. We had about a couple games a week. It was just a lot of fun. I do have some recommendations though. I do think it's important to start. If you decide to join a team, always join with a friend. Bring a friend along so you've got someone else that, to add to your team. Obviously, if you join a team and you bring your friend along. I always did that. I played with a guy for 2 years. We played on 2 different teams. We both. I put the fun thing was you could make a little profile on this thing that the college had, and you could be recruited for a team, and so a team would pick me up as a free agent, and then I'd get to the practice of like, hey, I've got my friend Jordan, I'm gonna bring him along, and they're like, yeah, come on. And so like we played for 2 years like that. We played on 2 separate teams that way. So always just take a friend along. It's a lot of fun to play with somebody and do that. If you decide to make a team in college, there's quite a bit that goes into it. You've got to be kind of on the organization side of your team. Obviously, you've got to go out and find people to go play. You've got to create, if your league makes you wear numbered jerseys, you're obviously going to have to figure out a way to have a team unity, like a uniform, essentially. Whether you get shirts or jerseys, you got to come up with those kind of decisions. I do think it's important, and I will say, just from that standpoint, organization is key when making a team for yourself. So that's kind of my thing on flag football going on. There has been something that I wanted to kind of review, and it is in the works right now. But this is something that I think I've shown you this a few weeks ago, and this will sort of be a small review on it as I go through this today. But it's this pass back football. This sucker is so much fun to play with. I don't have to drag my girlfriend outside anymore to throw me the football. Like, I love her and everything, but she almost, like, she was the one who figured out I needed this. I don't know if I came out, if I said something about it and she was like all in for it, and she's like, yeah, go buy it.
Well, I said you should throw it against the house, and you said that footballs couldn't play with like that. And then you're like, wait. Yeah,
and then I was like, wait, we have one of these at our school. And then I went out and bought my own off Dick's Sporting Goods, and this has been the best little thing. Like, I can just like throw that ball, 10 feet away, catch it. If you hit it just right, it will spiral back, and it's just like catching a spiral pass. My favorite thing to do is to throw it up there real high, because it's actually this big wall out here. But I'd throw it up real high and then run up and try to like high point the ball, try to catch it up real high. And it's been the funnest thing. And it's, I don't know if you can really tell I've thrown it against a brick wall, and I think that's probably like the most wild thing you could throw it up against. If you have more of a smooth wall, like in a gym, like I think it would work better against cement blocks. But it's literally the funnest thing I've ever bought in a football. And I started noticing this little wear on it, and I was thinking, what is that from? Because I kept looking at it, and I was like, how is the football hitting the wall or something, getting worn? Well, I realized it's my thumb. Right? So when I throw the ball, I'm always catching it like this. I'm right-handed, so my thumb is down on the ball. And I've thrown and catch this thing so many times that I'm wearing a spot into this ball. Look at this.
I saw it.
Yeah.
I was going to say, it's holding up really well for you slamming it against bricks.
I'm throwing this against bricks. I think that's really the best test for it is a brick wall. So whenever we do this review, I'm going to speak very highly of that football. It only costs, that one only costs $30. And found it, they came in a variety of sizes. If you use a smaller youth size ball, if you're a 7th grade or younger football player, you can get a smaller one. They make them in all sizes. They're just a fun thing. You don't even have to have anybody else there. It's a 1 or 2 person kind of thing. Now, I have seen videos where people will use these. Oh, there's the pizza.
Oh, sorry. God, I just ripped my hand.
Oh, no. Ah. All right. We're going to have pizza. Pizza. They're probably, is anybody here? We're just sitting in the back of our house. All right. Who's all in here right now? Let's see. Anthony says, I just learned my first game for this next season is May 5th against the same team played against the championship. You're playing May 5th. Huh. First game for next year. What kind of league? I'm just curious, Anthony, what kind of league you're in? Are you youth or? We got pizza? Pizza? Pizza!
Band-Aid. I cut my hand open on that zipper.
Oh, no. You need me to go get you a Band-Aid?
No, I'm there's some pizza.
Okay.
Better save me some breadsticks, though.
You play semi-pro in Minnesota. Okay, I see. Okay, I was just wondering. Anyway, so we do have a semi-pro player in here. So, obviously your season would be, so a lot of semi-pro plays in the summer. Okay, so the pass-back football, a lot of fun to use. Yeah.
Is semi-pro what you are talking about with that one league?
That was in.
Or is that a different type of?
Semi-pro over there in.
What is it, Mountain Home?
Yeah.
Is that the same type of?
Yeah, it was
Gotcha.
the Tornadoes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was just curious.
That's what that was. But yeah. I'm just kind of thinking about getting people together to play flag football, but I don't know how I'm going to do it yet or how it's going to happen. Anyway, obviously we talk a lot about off-season programs. All right, hang on. Before I get started, show me the bikini says. No, he actually has a legit question.
Oh, I thought it was going to be a spam thing.
No. Anyway, I think he's been on here before. Show me the bikini says, is an Oakley visor 60% legal in high school? Here's my interpretation of the rule. As long as your eyes are visible, you should be able to wear it. So I think, let me take a look at the Oakley 60% because I think I might have one, but it's kind of scratched up and old. Let's just see it here. See it in action. It should be fine. I really think it should be okay. There's mine. That's not an Oakley visor though. Whoever tagged that photo is not. They found my old gray mirrored. Anyway, I think a 60% Oakley would be okay. I really think it does. Can't wait to get my mouthpiece. Says Matthew. Oh, thank you.
I don't know where you want.
Just right there.
You want chocolate or you want vanilla?
I'll take vanilla.
Okay.
All right. All right. Gonna make y'all hungry.
This is gonna become a food video.
This has now become a food video. So I'm eating pizza. So do you have any suggestions on defensive back drills? As far as like stuff you can do on your own. Yeah, and Anthony's right. Talking to your coach. Yeah, that'd probably be the best way to do it. I know that, and the crazy thing about the visors now, you got a company like Shock who's almost coming up with every tint that's possible. Wear contacts. Well, if you wear contacts, and sometimes you can have a medical note saying that you can wear it, but it's always best to go through your doctor and actually see if that's something that's going to help. I don't think there's enough studies on it. I really don't. I may be wrong, but he says his name is because of his favorite YouTuber. Who's your favorite YouTuber? I'm curious. Who says show me the bikini? So I'm curious who says that here on here.
I thought it was going to be like a SpongeBob reference.
A SpongeBob reference. Yeah. Thing about visors, and you know, a company like I was talking about with Shock coming out with every color, you know, I think it's great, but everybody can't really, like, okay, if you get a Shock visor, you're gonna wear it in practice. That would be the only time you get to really truly wear like one of their crazy tinted visors. I don't know all the tints. I don't really keep up with it. I think Green Gridiron and Shock do a lot of good things with, you know, all the things that they're doing with them. I think eventually I'll have to break down and review one for you guys, because I think that's in the near future, really, to kind of give you a heads up. So, you know, Quarterback HD came out with a video this week saying, you know, his helmet setup, and he showed his Shock visor he used in practice. Well, you know, it's, you don't want to scratch up your visor in practice, you know, so it's almost better if you want to wear one, wear it and, you know, have a clear one. But, you know, if you want to have the gray or whatever color you have, like, I think my gray visor I have is probably kind of pushing it. The one that's been featured on my channel. So Anthony says the Shock visors on too, and they take some abuse. So I mean, if you're playing in like the trenches or you're playing linebacker, like you're not gonna have a clean visor. Somebody like okay, I'm not sure who Pontiac made DDG. I'm not sure who that is. I may be saying that wrong, but I might know what he's talking about. Anyway, too much sauce. He's a defensive back. He says he wears a visor. I think it gets more hot because you don't get as much air as you do. That is true too. There is a front shield that shields through, you know, some of the air. You'd only have air coming in from, you know, down low. But I think there's pros and cons to visors. I really do. Hey, what's up, Michael? Michael says hi.
Hi.
I'm just over here eating a piece of pizza. In between talking about what to do when football season ends, you can sit around and eat pizza all.
That'd be terrible for their workout.
That'd be terrible. Don't do it. Don't do it.
You should ask. Well, I guess I could say it since I'm loud, but like, what kind of diets do they follow? Does anyone actually follow like a straight diet, or is it just the average, whatever? Since I know a lot of them talk about trying to bulk or stuff like that.
Yeah. Well, if y'all have any of your diets that you want to share, put them down in the chat. Keto diet.
Yeah.
Matthew Marquez says keto diet. So
I've been researching that a lot. It sounds very interesting.
She has looked a lot into it. And she actually got a keto box for a while. Do you have any knowledge of creatine for football players? I don't use creatine. I never have. I know there's just a little bit of a side effect to it. Creatine. It's like a, it's a supplement. It's a workout supplement.
Is it legal?
It's legal, yeah, but it's not like performance enhancing or anything. It's more of a, I don't really know. Like, I don't read into that kind of stuff. I'm more of like a natural, like, go into the gym, work out, have a balanced diet kind of person. When does the live stream start?
I hope it's working.
I hope we're here. I hope it's here and we're working, because we are on and live and ready to go. Too much sauce says he says, I want a piece. Send it in the mail, okay? Yeah, that's what's up for grabs tonight. Is we're giving away a piece of pizza. Matthew says it works, so I guess he's having success with his keto diet. So that's good. I'm glad it's working for you. All right. Dieting is something that we could enter this list of, what to do when football season ends. I would say not to use creatine, just because of the things that I've known what it's done. I'm not an expert in this field, but I know that sometimes you just don't need that as an athlete. I really don't think it truly serves a purpose to a 16, 17 or 18-year-old kid. I don't feel like you need it. And I think there's just too much out there saying that you have to have protein supplements, you have to have all this stuff. If you just have a balanced diet and you do things the right way and you train hard, I don't think you need something extra. I really don't. Because when you take stuff in, you take creatine, you take all these extra supplements, if you don't have a balanced diet, or let's say you have a balanced diet, but you're taking that on top of what you're doing, you're just wasting your money, because you're just wasting it. Like, whey protein kind of falls into the same thing. Like, if you feel like, you don't eat, here's the thing, like, your body can only process so much protein. So if your body only processes this much protein and then just gets rid of the rest through you going to the bathroom, like, you're essentially wasting. Now, I think there's times where you can use whey protein in the form of, replacing it for a meal. Like, if you have like a light breakfast, super light breakfast, like something that had no protein, like some cereal, like, you could go out after a workout and have, a power bar, a Gatorade whey protein bar, a whey shake. Like, you could do that. But I don't think you need supplements. I'm of the opinion you don't need it. And that may be something that I need to address, just from what I know, because I don't think it's really that important. I was never about it. And I will say, right now, I don't take any kind of weird supplements. Like, I work out, but I know I'm doing it the right way. And I don't feel like I have to have some kind of other supplement in my diet. Like, I feel like I get everything I need. And so and I've tried, and for a while when I was an athlete, there were people around me that were doing it. And so at one point I was like, maybe I should do this too, or maybe I should look into it. And actually, funny story, it actually nearly put me in the hospital because I was allergic to peanut butter and didn't know the thing I had some kind of peanut in it. And yeah, that was a bad deal. It was actually probably before I was truly aware that, I mean, I knew I've always had an allergy, but like I can't really take something that's not regulated, because here's the thing about supplements. All right. It's not, if you, here's the true facts. And I know I have just a few people in here, but if I save one of y'all from doing something stupid with it, then this is my calling. But because of the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration, says that you can have a supplement. All right. A supplement can be anything from taking vitamin D, vitamin C pills, and taking those kind of supplements. That's what they are. Vitamins are supplements. It's a supplement to your diet. Okay. They treat a supplement different than they treat food. All right. So right now I'm drinking a Diet Dr. Pepper, and it has a nutrition facts label. Okay. When you look at the back of a protein, like say back of a big thing of protein or creatine or whatever you're looking at, okay, it will say supplement. What do they say? It's like, it'll be like supplement something.
I wasn't listening. I'm sorry.
Okay, well,
I was reading the chat. Go ahead.
Anyway, it's treated as a supplement, so the FDA doesn't necessarily have to regulate every single thing that they put in there. So,
yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah, so
it's very loose.
So yeah, you don't ever truly know. It's not tested like it normally is, where they go through and test products. Okay, so there is some risk behind it, and that's why
I watched a very informative video about supplements that was by a person who makes them, and she said that scientifically they only have to have like a certain percentage of whatever to be passed as like adequate for a supplement. So sometimes they will put things in that present as a certain chemical whatever, and so when you put it into your body, it's there, but it's not doing anything, but it presents as if it is. So it's like you're paying $20 to drink nothing.
That's right. So
you never know.
You just never know what's actually in it, and if it's actually proven or not, you know. So
I say if you're gonna take supplements, try to take as much organically as you can, like fruits, veggies.
Yeah. Do it the natural way. Do it organically.
Proteins.
I know organic is like
a trend.
It's a trend, but here's the true thing about organic stuff. It's real.
Yeah. I guess by organic we mean natural.
Natural. We mean organic by natural. Like if you wanted to have an apple diet and you wanted the most natural apples you could ever get, go to an apple tree. That's organic, right? Okay? So that's natural. Like if you want to have an all grass diet, go eat grass. It's right outside.
Do not have grass.
I don't recommend it, but that's organic. And I come from and I'm a biology teacher, and I tell my students that, like, whenever you think of the word organic, and we say organic chemistry, and we say like the chemicals that make up food, like organic is what's natural to us. So that's what it's all about. All right, so we're having a lot of good discussion down in the comments. We've got discussions from Michael. Show me the bikinis, too much sauce are in here right now. Thank you guys. And we got Anthony in here, our semi-pro player, talking about lifting and running drills, the best way to get better and gain an edge over others. I do believe that doing small things on your own really helps. I was going to do sort of a video on some kind of training programs you could get into, and you know, I have a speed ladder sitting there in the garage, and I filmed a little video earlier kind of using it, and it's tough. I mean, huh? What? Oh, and Taffy case here. Anyway, off-season workouts. Let's talk about off-season workouts. Obviously, if your school has an off-season lifting program, you're going to want a part of that. Some of you are probably already in that. Right now, as we speak, we started our first. We started our first week. Excuse me. we started our first week of football back, of off-season football, coming back from Thanksgiving break this week, and we didn't do a whole lot, and that was what was surprising about being in a new school. Was we did a lot of technique work, and I thought we would do more high impact kind of work, kind of working more, and we didn't actually do that but for 2 days, so that was more surprising in that aspect. But we've started a kind of a catching program, and we've started kind of doing that, and I'm kind of working on bringing some of my linemen in and working kind of the same time, kind of before we get started with our workout, sort of working on a program for them. But obviously there are other opportunities. Like we're also talking about, the flag football that we're doing within our program. Like that's part of the off season in a way. But here's my suggestion on off season. Like there's the lifting aspect, which is great. Whatever kind of lifting program your coach or strength and conditioning coaches have you on, like that's what you should be doing. Okay. And I'm of the opinion, and we could really get into the importance of lifting and all of that, but it's important. We know it's important in football. Everybody's got to do it. Like conditioning is just how you get better at football. It's how you play longer. It's how you get stronger and faster. Like you just keep doing that. And so here's what I'm going to suggest about football, because here's the thing that we get into every year. And this is how football is in this day and age. Football is 24/7, 365. It really is. And I just want to say to you guys that do football 24/7, 365, no matter what that is, okay, whether you consider your season, your 4-month-long, like true football season, full contact games, practices, all that, like that's one thing. But whenever you go and spend your winter time preparing for 7-on-7 and working out and doing workouts and 2-a-days in the off season, and then going through the summer and you go to camps and you go to team camps and you go to boot camps and you do 7-on-7 tournaments every weekend. Like here in Arkansas, they cut all that. They said you get a total of 8 workouts. They said you get 8 team organized, like, and I know a lot of states have done this, and Arkansas is not the first to do it, but they limit us to 8 total. Like that's when you can have basically a scrimmage against another team. You get 8 of those. Now you can do them all on your own as many as you want, but when it's team organized, you can only do 8, and they've cut that down big time. I know you guys are talking about grades, and I am going to get to that here in just a minute. But here's the other thing about downtime. You have downtime in the football season right now. Like I have a lot of downtime. Like I don't have to be at the practice field, practice facility for till 6 o'clock every night like I was used to in the football season. And I know my girlfriend likes me to come home early and start cooking and start working, and I'm not far off away at games and everything. It's kind of nice. And right now is really important because spending time with friends and family, that's like the most important time in the off season, I think, is, spending time with the people you love and people you like to be around. Like that's the time to make it. If you have limited time, you have to try to make time. And so that's kind of an important thing, is just to utilize the downtime you have. Focusing on school. I know some of you guys are putting in school down here and talking about everything, grade point wise. But here's the thing, now that football is over, you've got to put your focus on grades. And that's where right here at the end of school, you get that little push to put you over the edge. And that's the biggest thing you could be doing right now. There ain't no really true time to really be doing anything. Like if you're not playing like next Friday night, then there's no sense in like not do. You should be doing your homework and trying to get better and trying to improve your grades. Because I'm sure you were just kind of sliding by as it was throughout football season. I've been there. I've done that. Like, it happens. And as a teacher, I've done it myself. Like, I've been more caught up with trying to get a game plan set and, racking your brain over it. And right now, like, I'm at full capacity teacher right now. Like, that's all I do. That's all I'm worried about. Like, I'm doing like advanced classes. I'm doing AP classes. Like, that's what I teach. And so I'm solely focused on getting those kids better right now. I know we're talking about, a lot of school work down here. I know you guys are probably working hard, and that's great. I'm glad where you guys are talking about your requirements for GPA. Like, I think that's a great thing to be able to discuss. A lot of areas put, we set a lot of people set the bar high. Who is this, Marcus?
It sounds like someone with no life.
So let's block them. There they go. See them.
With a name like that.
Yeah.
Woo.
There we go. Tyron says, this has nothing to do with football, but my sister is a high school field hockey player, and she has to keep a 4.0 GPA. That's crazy. That's perfect. So that's crazy. Anyway, have some weird people that just come by sometimes, and have to just keep hitting that ban button because what is it? Yeah, or no, it's you block them essentially. I've blocked several people on here, so that's usually how it goes. I don't know if they're talking about me, but I don't care. I don't know what they're doing.
They wouldn't even know if you were overweight. They can only see your shoulders.
Exactly. What's the deal? Okay. So we talked about focusing on school. Focus on school. It's the most important thing in the off season to do is to get your grades where they need to be in order to be able to be eligible, be able to get scholarships. It just all looks good in the end. Find hobbies is my next one. Find hobbies that you're interested in. If you're only thinking about football and football is not going on, then you're just racking your brain over it. And it's just, I've been there before. She has seen me, like, when I have nothing going on and I'm literally doing like football things. When I was alone inside my first house, that's all I did. Like, that was all I was obsessed with. It's not my wife. That's my girlfriend.
You won't marry me.
We're getting there. We're getting there. Anyway, finding hobbies. IK Baseball says they got the back plate from last week. That's good. I'm glad it got there. Good job. I'm glad we got it to you. Anyway, hobbies. I put a couple things down here as like common hobbies you should probably pick up. And some of you maybe like reading's gross, but I read. I try to read. I've got a couple of football books that I kind of got at the end of football season and started reading, and actually got a little. I got almost all the way through one of them and felt pretty proud of that. Reading a book. I think movies, going and watching some movies. I know that I guess whenever the new Star Wars movie comes out, me and her are going to go watch the Last Jedi, and we're excited about going and watching a movie together because we don't really get to do that a whole lot. So that's fun. And another hobby that just to me, and this is what happened when I was in college playing football, I created the channel UA Reviews. That is where the birth of this channel comes from. Is from wherever that idea was first planted. Or I mean, I know how it was first planted, but it was that's how it happened. It led to birth of my channel. I wanted to review some of the stuff that I'd used in football season, and that's what I did. So that's how it all started. I've been watching DVDs like I've been watching coaching DVDs. I know I talk about, I talk about not being wrapped up in football, but the only reason why I watch football DVDs, coaching DVDs, is to get ideas on drills, to learn different schemes, to learn, to learn different things. I actually got a couple in this week. I've been reading, I've been watching some of these. I've started all 3 of these DVDs, but I've not finished any of them. So, because they are kind of long. This one's 82 minutes, and I know we had it on in the background. We were wrapping presents one night. Had this one in the background, so I'm gonna have to go back and rewatch them. I usually rewatch them multiple times. There's only a few that I've not opened up. I got one on the 4-4 swarm defense because I'm trying to I'm training up a new coach to coach my outside linebackers, or my outside safeties that we call them. So training him up, trying to find him some drills to use, some progression that he can use, pattern read coverages, just some learning some different stuff. And then the off-season training program for offensive linemen has been a great DVD. I watched this one Friday, and I'm all for this one. Like, this is probably like the best DVD I've gotten as far as like coaching DVDs. Like, is the best. Like, I wish I could show you what's in this DVD, but if I posted any of this stuff, like true video of it, it would get taken down, because this company, Championship, they don't let you put like that on YouTube. You just basically have to buy it. It's $40. Like, these videos aren't cheap. What offense does your team run? We run a variety of stuff, but we are down to it. We're a power I team. We're in the I formation, and then my defense, I'm the defensive coordinator, so we're a 4-2-5 defense. And I've been running 4-2-5 for basically I've been a 4-4, 4-2-5 person all my career. As a coach, I played in a 3-4 scheme in high school, so that's what I'm kind of used to as what I know. Everything. You okay?
Yeah, I got a cough.
Need water?
No, I'm okay.
Let me eat this piece of pizza. Power Ride is great. It's old school. And when I was in high school, we ran the Wishbone. We had an old school coach that played for the Razorbacks. And when Oklahoma, and I can't remember who invented, right now, I can't remember who came up with the Wishbone offense, but he played for those guys that were influenced by it. So that's why the Wishbone offense was a big deal to us. Single wing. So there's a lot of you guys will talk about. There's the thing about offensive formations and offensive things. There's so much out there. And in defense, you just don't have a whole lot of defensive options. Like, there's only so many ways you can line up on defense. So, I want to play college and football. Anyone else? And so, which college? Here's my recommendation for looking into college, depending on where you're at in the search for college football. I would start small, find if you can get any interest, play through your season, see if you can gain interest from bigger schools. And that's kind of how you get started on it. So my last thing, I guess the other projects that I'm working on, obviously my off-season O-line workout DVD that I've been watching, like, that's one of the projects I was working on. Excuse me. And playbooks. As a coach, I'm coming up with playbooks. I don't necessarily make a playbook for my athletes. We don't give out playbooks or anything, but I make a playbook library, basically, of stuff that we need. And then I kind of want to come up with a drill library. So those are like things that I want to work for. Like, those are projects. And so a project to you could be anything that you want to, kind of accomplish, something that you start and finish. That's what's kind of something that's important. So if y'all have any questions for me, I know we're kind of talking about college. Anthony said, I would love to go play for the college I go to right now, North Dakota State. Go Bison. All right. Well, earlier we talked about my girlfriend's new channel. It's actually not a new channel because the channel is, we took my old vlog UA Reviews 2 channel and we made it into her channel. We just, that channel had no business being, kind of sitting there on its own. It really wasn't getting much done. And we just didn't, we felt like it needed, it had 2,000 subscribers. So, I mean, it had people subscribe to it. And, whenever I kind of took my time away from YouTube about 2 years ago, I wasn't using that channel. So she took it up and she's made something into it. She's been working on videos today. She's posted a couple of vlogs throughout the week. We both posted some vlogs earlier this week that I recommend you guys go watch. I had a Black Friday shopping trip. What were some other videos we did? She did one on, kind of fixing up the house. I was featured in the vlog. We did several things throughout. I'm trying to look at my.
I mean, it's basically vlogs.
It's still vlogs, yeah,
and reviews about things that are fun, but not football.
It's not football. Like, if you're going to watch her, don't expect football. That's what's, she's not going to have it. Like, now you're going to get to see me, Mr. Football, but it's just if you have that kind of interest. She'll have, I think, a lot of fun things that'll have me in it. So, if you want to see a different side of, what we talk about, like that's what we'll have. So a lot of fun things. I do have a couple of videos in the works for next week that I'll probably try to get finished up tomorrow or maybe later tonight. I don't know, but that's what's fun about it. Let's see. So Show Me the Bikini says, next year I'm definitely switching to the Riddell back plate. The shut back plate is too bulky for me. Anyone else the same? I would say that, based on the shape that you get, if you get a Riddell back plate like the Chrome back plate or the SPX back plate, that has more of a curvature and it's not as wide. So like how the shut back plate is more rectangular, it's more of like the Riddell back plates are more triangular. And so they fit almost, they start wide and go at an angle, kind of like how protection should go for your back. So I think there's a lot of pros and cons to both. Obviously, the Riddells cost more, and the Shuts are more cost effective. So it's just, if you think it's too bulky, the Riddell one is great. If you don't want to spend too much on a Riddell one, then I would go for a battle back plate. Battle back plates have that same curvature design, and they are cheaper. If you go for one that's like $34, I mean, you can't go wrong. Like the white back plate I've shown, like I know I've shown it on one of my vlogs, and I think that's something that we need to kind of look at because that white back plate's pretty sick. So, but yeah, it's the natural back shape. Like if you really think about how your spine goes, it kind of goes down, and as you get to the, where your hips are, you kind of, it looks more natural. And that's why that wide back plate isn't necessarily for everybody. Like I feel like that's kind of the deal. And with the Douglas ones, if you think of a Douglas back plate, they're more, and I'm going to botch because I'm just not good at, I'm trying to think of the shape, but it's like you guys that are in geometry right now would know this. Okay, a rhombus, because it starts wide, goes at an angle, and then goes back, right?
Like an upside, or like, is that a trapezoid?
A trapezoid? Let's just type in what a trapezoid looks like. crap workouts.
Yeah, that's my kind of music. Oh no, I clicked on a video. Boy.
I've got one Douglas backplate, and I like it. I think it's pretty sick. But the Douglas backplates, I think, are more up your alley too. Because I mean, if you look at all right, let's look through some of this. Too Much Sauce says, I'm 5'7", and people in the chat don't ever let someone say you're too small or too short for something. Just follow your dream and let them hate and just prove them wrong. That is true. There was a guy I remember playing college football with, and this guy, he was a freshman just like I was at the time. And this guy never showed up to practice. He's kind of a jerk. He was from some big high school. And basically he was there because his friend was there. And he played outside linebacker or something. And he wasn't any good. He was trash. Like he wasn't no starter. Wasn't going to get any. He wasn't getting no varsity time. Like we were on the practice squad together. Now, but he said like, man, he's like, you too short for defensive line. I was like, how can you be too short for the defensive line? It was like, I'm 6'1", almost 6'2". Like you can play at this level. He's like, they're going to move you to linebacker. And I was like, no, they're not. They're not going to. He ended up leaving like a few days later. Like he literally probably got kicked off the team. I don't know anything about him. Don't remember his name. I just remember him. He was just like, and I was just like, but you know what Too Much Sauce says, you know, don't ever let people, you know, and that's very true. Don't ever let people try to tell you you can't do something because of your height. Like that's silly. We had a kid this year who was our best football player, and he was 5'4", 5'5". He was, and he was our best running back. He was our best. I would say besides one player, he was our best. He was our outside linebacker. He had the most important job in the entire defense was to go and attack and force the run. And he did a pretty dang good job at it. And so don't ever let anybody tell you you can't do it. This guy was he was every bit of 5'4", and he played football. Like he did it great. It was awesome. It was great to watch him play and do well. Anthony says, I think I'm going to switch for my shut. I'm going to go with the battle one. Yeah, it's the battle one's just, it's so, I like it. And so something that I've struggled with here on the channel, and thank you guys for all your likes. You guys have I've had 11 people like the video tonight. We got 4 people watching. Thank you guys for your likes as always. I know we're not doing any kind of giveaway tonight. Normally what we do, we're going to save that for next week. I just didn't want to give anything away because what it does is it takes away, like to me, sometimes it's a hassle. You have to go to the post office and do it. But I gave away like 7 things last week, and I kind of got giveawayed out. I really did. I didn't really feel like giving away anything this week. So we're going to kind of save that time. I've been making some money on eBay, so we can kind of get you guys some stuff and have a little extra money to spend on the viewers this week. So there's pizza. It's good. Which back plate are you wanting to look at? I don't have a battle one right now. Too Much Sauce. Have you been in here before? I'm not sure if I remember your name, but I don't see a lot of our I know we probably got, who's all in here right now? Let's get a roll call. Who's all in here? We've got Show Me the Bikinis, Too Much Sauce. Anthony's been in here. Taff said he got his, I know that Taff 3K was in here. He said he got his chin pad came in. And he said, "Can you DM me on Instagram after live stream?" We'll try to. Tyron Rich is in here. It must be the watching now must be kind of broken or something. Because unless it's just.
I don't think it counts people on mobile. I really don't.
Really?
I think it only counts. Like, you should ask people, are they on an iPhone or not iPhone, but on a phone or a computer?
Okay.
Because
so we wanted to see kind of what you guys are watching us on right now. Are you watching us on a computer or a phone or something else? Because I know you could watch it on TV, but I would figure that would also be like a computer almost, how you watch it, because it's connected to the internet. But I'm just kind of curious to know what you guys are watching us on. Maybe we should have did a poll for that tonight, but this will be the live poll we'll do. Just kind of get a phone. I wish more people on my feed on not Instagram, but on YouTube did more live shows. I need to try to figure out something to watch. PC. Anthony's watching on a PC. Too much sauce on a PC. So if anybody else says anything, I mean, I think that tells us right there. You're watching us right now.
No, I'm out.
Oh, you're not? Okay.
Yeah, sorry.
Okay, no, it's not a big deal.
I'm playing.
So we've got 2 people on phones, 2 on PC. And it says we got 5 watching. So I don't know. Anyway, I think but we're having great conversations in here tonight, guys. Really enjoying what we're doing and talking about. It's been a lot of fun on here. I know we're talking about, but what was the back plate, or what were you wanting me to show you? Show Me Bikini says, "Do you have one to show us? Not familiar." I've got several that I wouldn't care to go get. But like I said, thank you guys for everything tonight. All your likes and comments. It's a lot of fun to sit here and do this. I'm gonna have a one of these cinnamon sticks.
I've maxed out. I
want one of these Pizza Hut cinnamon sticks.
I actually forgot we were ordering pizza and ate like 3 little orange things.
Oh yeah. Well, it took forever. I feel like it took 40 minutes.
It was a different person. It was a girl. Usually it's a guy that I've become good friends with.
Really?
Yeah. He's the one with the cat.
The one with the cat?
Yeah, the guy who was like, my cat doesn't like my girlfriend because I don't know. We really know each other from the
Wow.
memory.
Okay. Okay.
Watch out. Watch out. Pizza guy. I'm just kidding.
Nah.
He's funny. I don't think you've ever met him because I used to always order pizza when you were at football because I'm lazy.
Yeah. I can show y'all Riddell backplate. Yeah, I don't care to go get it. So, all right. It's going to be a blank wall here for a second. Yeah, it's amazing how all over people watch the videos and the streams. It's a lot of fun. I really do enjoy doing this. It's just a lot of fun to do. It's what I look forward to. All right, so we're going to do a quick little jet to the garage to get some back plates to discuss some things because it's just what we do. Here we go. And back. Okay. Can you please do a backplate giveaway? Not right now. We don't have
We just did one.
We did one last week. We don't have any more backplates to give away. I mean, I have them, but I don't want to give any away right now. All these are mine, and they're my favorites. I like them. Do you ever get nervous on camera? Nope. Now, I will say, probably early on in my when I started YouTube way back when, I was probably more nervous back then than I am now. Actually, this is probably pretty funny to hear, probably from a YouTuber standpoint. But when I would film, and I'd be in my room filming, and I'd be sitting there filming something, and I'd be sitting there talking about a review. I'd be reviewing something, and I would be like, I would think in my head as I was saying, I was like, man, that sounds really dumb. Like, people are going to think that's stupid. I'd cut the camera right then. And as I got to kind of thinking and putting some logic behind what I was doing, and I was always like deleting the video, like, and like always, I was getting frustrated. Sometimes I would get more frustrated, and I would like basically, I would lose time doing it, and I would just be like, well, nobody ever sees all these unedited like cuts that I do, and it always messed me up that like I was going to be judged based on what I said. And honestly, I don't care. Like, I used to be kind of freaked out. Like, I remember I had to do some kind of video thing when I was in high school, and I think it was more or less like, I think it was when I was a senior. I had to basically, they wanted us to make a video and say it to our parents. So I made one for my mom. So it was kind of weird to say, and they would have to play it on, and that was just awkward. I think if I did it right now, I'd be funny. But I've learned on YouTube, you cannot please everybody. And I just do what I just do what I want. And this is what I have to go to say about some of the videos that I've made over the past couple months. A lot of people's opinion doesn't match up with me. And that's fine, because all the videos that I'm having a lot of success over right now, like the video that I did not expect to really get anywhere, the top five videos, and they've exploded. The one that's like really out there and doing well is the top 5 thing running backs need. Well, I'll get like a hater comment like every week now on that video. And that tells me that video is getting out there because people are starting to question it. And so like, I got a comment today that's just like, all right, so if you guys have watched any of those videos, you know that I go in depth about cleats, and that's usually the first thing I talk about. Well, people are making fun of me because they're like, well, like, yeah, duh, you need cleats. That's the first thing you need. And I'm like, that's not the point. You're sitting here grilling me on the fact that I'm saying that you need cleats to play running back. Well, yeah, you do, but that's not the point. I'm telling you what style is out there and what kind of like type of cleat that you need. Like, that's the whole point. Like, people are dumb, and I get just stupid comments all the time on that kind of stuff. So it doesn't bother me. And the different, like, I think the defensive back video is going to be like that too, but I actually included shoulder pads in that one. I think that one's going to do a lot better over time than the running back ones. But it's just funny. It's funny. And I don't worry about what people say. I really don't care. I did bring in the back plates. The curved design of the Riddell back plates is kind of what we've been talking about. Something that's kind of more of a style preference. These do cost more, but both really good back plates. This one's, hold on. This one, I was trying to figure out which one I was going to sit down because I was watching myself in the camera. But this one is a little bit older. They kind of updated it to the the SPX model. This was the Power Extreme backplate. This one was featured at Dick's Sporting Goods for a long time. And it's just, I mean, it's a good overall backplate. It does cost more. This one actually costs less, which, you know, you would think this one would cost more, but it truly doesn't. It's actually just $40, like, and for a chrome backplate. And I think this is like the most sick backplate you could get. And we've actually given one of these away, but we're not giving this one away. I'm not even worried about the price, and that's not really a factor. Well, that's good then. So, but the Riddell ones are great. They're good backplates. You know, compare it to a shut backplate, which, you know, I will say the shut ones aren't bad. You know, I like the padding on these. They're just, like you say, when you compare them side by side, you know, it's a little bit bulkier, but I think they've kind of improved the shape of these just a little bit. They used to feel like a lot bulkier, but it just depends how you like them. Which one is better to you? I think the chrome is better. The reason I like the chrome better compared to the Extreme backplate is the pad design. This is the current like pattern on here. Kind of this. This has a mesh padding, and that was on a lot of older Riddell pads. But this is more of a style that's going to be one that's going to be featured in a lot of the newer pads, like the SPXs, which I have a review on, which I've not finished that video. So you guys are going to see the SPX shoulder pad review. I've reviewed all 4 sets of those shoulder pads. But I do like the chrome backplate better than I do the Extreme. I've not actually looked at the true SPX backplate. I've not looked at that one yet to see if it's just like the chrome. So I think that's something that I'll have to do next, is to kind of look into that. But you can't go wrong with the chrome. It just looks good. What backplates for any? I know there's helpful when you're a receiver and you get hit in the back. What else is it for DBs? For defensive backs, I would say, like, you know, just the extra protection, like Show Me the Bikinis there says, getting stepped on or rolled on. Like, you know, you're going to be in on tackles, so it just adds to protection. I don't think it does anything wrong by having it. I think it's a good little thing to have. And then we've got the Douglas backplates, which are more expensive probably than you would expect for something like this. But, I mean, they're real nice. This is the 4-inch backplate. They make a 6-inch backplate, so it's just, when the 4 and 6 inch just means a 6 inch is going to be taller and a 4 inch is going to be smaller. So this would be a backplate more for kind of receiver and defensive backs. The smaller, more not as kind of wide. I mean, it is wide, but it's definitely smaller than the shut backplate. Because if we just compare them here, like it's smaller by, you know, just by a few, just maybe by an inch and a half. So wearing a padded Under Armour shirt, yeah, this would be a great receiver backplate. I think this would be a great one. So I'm going to do some more backplate videos as we go along here throughout the winter, looking at some of the ones I have more in depth. And then some of the ones that are more specific to certain shoulder pads. This is the small power back plate for the SPK shoulder pads. This is a JPK set of shoulder pads, but I actually got one of the back plates for this set. So this back plate is only for this style of shoulder pads. This set here, the JPKs or the SPKs, and that's something that I wanted to kind of get into more of, looking at more into the more customized ones like this, because this backplate style actually comes in 3 different styles. They have the small power. They have a large one, which I actually have that other large one on another set of these, which it just makes it a lot wider. And then they have a quarterback receiver style backplate for these. So, show me that he says he hates those pads. Had to also, so I had to switch. I don't. Anthony says I wear Pro Gear tech pads for DBs. So I'm just kind of curious on how those Pro Tech pads are. So that's, I don't know. I like backplates. They're fun to kind of review. So excuse me, I just had to get a bite to eat.
Is your ice cream milk?
A little bit. That's okay. That's good. Man, who is all these people coming in here?
Are you getting spam?
Yeah. Joe Kid Gaming's universe says, you looking stupid. Well, you're looking pretty stupid too, man.
I don't really understand, like...
I don't get it.
I'm like, what do they get from it?
I know.
Are they bored? Are they spam bots?
I don't know.
It takes a lot of effort to find a live stream.
Yeah.
Get in it. Comment.
Yeah.
Just to be blogged. I'm not sure what
Can I be mod? No, you can't be a mod. Man, you're getting out of here. Gosh, that's somebody that doesn't. That's somebody that just jumps from live stream to live stream. Yeah. That's funny. That's funny. Anthony says, I like those pads. They're the lightest I've used. They allow for a lot of movement. Well, why can't I get rid of you? All right, here we go. Block. You've been blocked. Okay. I thought I hit remove. I didn't hit block, so that was my fault for leaving him in there. I've seen a lineman wear a rib protector. I think lineman. The only reason a lineman would need to wear a rib protector would be if you have like a rib injury. So that would be the only. That'd be kind of the only. I have seen linemen wear them before. But yeah, I mean, they can, but I mean, it's truly for certain positions. And I actually have a rib protector kind of video, kind of detailing all that kind of information. So if you guys need to know more about those things, I have a video on rib protectors. So, but yeah, we've had the weirdest stuff going on tonight with like just trolling people. Weirdest stuff. I don't know.
Okay. I didn't know.
I know.
Okay.
I know. I'm going to get off here soon. So, I guess I don't really have much more to say. I mean, if y'all have like a pressing topic we need to talk about, we can do it. But man, I don't know. I feel like we've had a good live stream. I feel like it's been good.
Yeah, I don't care if you keep going. I just didn't know if you had like something else you had to get done.
I don't really have anything else to get done that I can think of. I know I wanted to play some video games, but that was really about it. I don't know. Is there something you're wanting to do on the computer?
No.
No. How are you doing over there, drawing?
I'm not.
You're not? Okay.
I'm surfing the web.
Surfing the web with your iPad pencil or your
iPad. My iPad Pro.
iPad Pro. There it is. we went out and bought it on Black Friday. Well, we got it on Black Friday, but we ordered it from Best Buy and we got the neatest setup. I mean, we got the iPad Pro, which if you don't ever heard, I mean, you probably heard of the iPad Pro and just think it's like a big iPad, and that's usually like the assumption that people have, but it's nice. Like, I mean, there is like a clear definition change between like regular iPad that, you know, is pretty common into an iPad Pro. I mean, it looks like it has the feel of like a real computer. Like, even though it's an iPad and it's like, it's Mac, but it's awesome. We got, she's big into drawing. So we got the pencil, what it's called, Apple Pencil, right? Yeah. So the Apple Pencil, and had that, and it's fun to use. Like, you can draw and write with it and it like responds super well. It's fun. You'll have to watch her videos when we get those uploaded and then she gets them finished. Like, it's awesome. And then the last thing we got, which I thought was the coolest thing, was the keyboard, which I love the pencil. Like, that's going to be fun to use over time. But like the keyboard, we didn't really know how it was going to be. We kind of just bought it and we're like, yeah, let's get it. We want to use it as like a laptop almost. And I mean, it works so seamlessly. I mean, it's just like, it feels just like a keyboard. I mean, it's nice and small and compact. And what she showed you with that gray case, it actually is magnet. It's like, it fits on there like a magnet. You don't have to like sync it or nothing. It's just an awesome setup. I wish that, you know, like we only have one of them. And so I'm trying to get one for my classroom right now. So I can bring it home too and play with it. Too Much Sauce says, what's best, Dick's Sporting Goods or Shields to get football? I've never heard of Shields. I'm sure that's like their version of Hibbett, but I've not heard of Shields. I would say Dick's Sporting Goods. I don't know what Shields has, but
he's such a fan. If you ask him anything or Dick's Sporting Goods, he'll say Dick's Sporting Goods. But
yeah, I'll probably say Dick's Sporting Goods always. I will. And Academy falls right behind it. But I go to more academies than I do Dick's Sporting Goods. Like, that's just the fact. I don't go very often to a Dick's Sporting Goods, and when I do, she knows that I spend a lot of time in there looking at football.
We don't have any close by though. We have to drive quite a while.
We'd have to drive 3 or 4 hours to go to one. That's just not what we're about. So, anytime we pass through and we're in the same town as one, I'll get to go in, and it's a lot of fun. I just like going in there. Do you have Played Against Sports? I do have Played Against Sports. And I do like to go in there, but the ones that I've been in are very small, and so I don't know if they've I don't know. From what I've seen, Shields cuts back their football stock when it isn't football season compared to Dick's. Dick's does have football year-round, basically. Like, you could go in there at any time and get anything you ever needed. I do feel like Dick's, during football season, it's the best time to go in there. But whenever it's out of season, like, yeah, you're not going to get as many options, but you're still going to be able to find something if you needed it.
I feel that way about Played Against Sports, though. We
Yeah.
have bad luck once football season ends. It's just like,
it kind of goes dead. I went in there last week to one. I just didn't find anything. Like, it was like, I've been in there obviously when it's not football season, but it's like, I like Played Against Sports, and we went in there. I guess that day we went to the zoo, but like,
yes.
and that one wasn't bad. That's actually where we got the black towel that I think TAF 3K won. But
compared to like the other sports, though, football had like an itty bitty section.
Yeah, they were big into baseball at that one. I mean, it was like baseball workout section, and then football was in the front. But I mean, it couldn't have been just. I mean, the football section was basically as big as this room, and the store was massive. But they were more baseball. Like half the floor in that store was baseball. So I don't know. I would love to go to like I think there needs to be like a true football sporting goods store. And And ones that I like, there's one that I feature all the time on my vlogs. If you go back and watch, I was in one that just had shoulder pads, and I just go back there and look at their nice like Douglas and Shutt shoulder pads. I go back in there, but I like Dick's Sporting Goods because they carry Riddell, and you just don't see a whole lot of Riddell in stores. And I know all that they really carry is youth stuff, and I think very seldom they carry very adult thing, like very, I guess, varsity level things, or pro level things. And I think that, and maybe that's just the area that I'm in. I don't know if your Dick's Sporting Goods has adult shoulder pads. And I think that'd be cool if they did. I'm kind of curious to know that, if you guys are like, I don't know, up there in Nebraska or wherever you guys are talking about. But I like Dick's Sporting Goods. Haven't been in there since, I guess, about June or July was the last time I was in one. And we haven't been since. But that trip was where I got the DTAC 5 lineman gloves. So, but yeah, I kind of don't get to go to Dick's Sporting Goods very often. I just kind of pop in whenever I can, and usually don't go during football season. So, because I'm in football and don't have a reason to be in there, but there's only been a couple times where I have. But yeah, up here most stores only carry youth. So, but yeah, you can get all their, like it says there, you can get all their pads, varsity stuff online. But yeah, I was curious to know if like any other places, any bigger locations had like actually adult shoulder pads in it. I was just kind of curious to know, because that's kind of a hard thing to find to me, unless you go to like special sporting goods stores that carry that kind of stuff. But yeah, a lot of fun to go in there and kind of see what they have all the time. So, guys, I've really enjoyed this live stream. It's been a lot of fun. We're going to come back next week and have even more fun, as we always do. This is some of the best parts of my week, is coming in here and getting to talk with you guys. So if you've not subscribed, you need to get subscribed. Follow us on Instagram at Mr. Football Coach to stay in touch kind of with what we're doing. Sometimes I don't post as often to Instagram as I probably would like, but I am trying to get better at, kind of interacting more with you guys on kind of things that I want to talk about. So that may be something I need to work on, just kind of creating dialogue for you guys. And I think that's usually what I'm pretty good at, is getting you guys to talk on here. Because, we went on huge tangents earlier about talking about back plates, and we were talking about college. I think that's great that we do all this. But thank you guys so much for being in here. Kevin De Silva's in here finally, making his appearance. Too Much Sauce says, thank you for everything, Mr. Football. Love the streams. Keep up the good work. Thank you. Thank you, Too Much Sauce, for your support and watching. I think you've been in here since the beginning. Yeah, Kevin, you kind of missed all of it, but glad you're here. I guess you can go back and watch the rest of the stream. We had a lot of talk about what to do kind of when the football season ends. Talked about flag football, talked about just different things. We talked about the pass back football earlier. If you kind of missed that section, we didn't give anything away tonight. We actually didn't. Yeah. Anthony says good night. Always. We did have great chats. Keep up the good work, Mr. Football. Thank you, Anthony. Good luck in your semi-pro season this year. Hope you go out there and do well tonight, or do well whenever that comes. Didn't know it was a giveaway. Yeah. Didn't actually give anything away tonight. So that was kind of a different change. I think that probably what drove some people away, but that's okay. We don't always have to give stuff away. So that's what I kind of wanted to prove to some people. We're not always going to give stuff away. So, but you always got to check in. You always got to check in if we are or not. But thank you guys for being good sports tonight and checking out everything that we were doing. It was a lot of fun. If you need any more insight of anything that we got going on, feel free to leave comments, message us on Instagram. we can get back with you. I always try to get back as soon as I can on some of your guys' questions. I think this was one of our best chats we've had in a while. So thank you guys for, I mean, literally besides a couple of like bad eggs that came through, like we had great dialogue in here. Like, I mean, this was great. So thank you guys for everything. I want to continue this next week. So thank you guys so much for watching. We will see you next time. Thanks for watching.